Hey, I'm Dr. Sofia Hart, and today I want to talk to you about something that is often misunderstood, underestimated, and sometimes completely ignored until it becomes serious: prostate health. More specifically, how to protect yourself from prostate cancer in a way that actually makes sense biologically. Because one of the biggest misconceptions is this idea that cancer appears suddenly or randomly. But what we understand from modern research is very different. The development of prostate cancer is a long-term process that involves changes at the cellular level, changes that happen slowly over years, sometimes decades. And these changes are influenced by your internal environment, meaning the conditions inside your body, your metabolism, your hormones, your inflammatory state, your oxidative balance. All of these factors play a role in how your cells behave. Every single day, your cells are dividing and replicating, and every time that happens, your DNA has to be copied. Now, this process is incredibly precise, but it's not perfect. Small errors can occur. Under normal conditions, your body has repair systems that detect and correct these errors. But when your body is under continuous stress, those repair systems become less efficient, and this is where things begin to change. One of the key drivers of this process is something called oxidative stress. Oxidative stress occurs when there is an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants in your body. Free radicals are unstable molecules that can damage your DNA, your proteins, and your cell membranes. And over time, this damage accumulates. Research published in journals such as Nature Reviews Cancer has shown that oxidative stress plays a critical role in the initiation and progression of many cancers, including prostate cancer. Now, here's the important part. Your lifestyle directly influences oxidative stress. What you eat, how you move, how you sleep, how you manage stress. All of these factors either increase or reduce the amount of oxidative damage happening inside your body. Another major factor is chronic inflammation. This is not the kind of inflammation you feel when you get injured. This is low-grade, persistent inflammation that exists quietly in your tissues. You don't feel it, but it's there. And studies, including research published in the Journal of Clinical Investigation, have shown that chronic inflammation creates an environment that promotes cellular damage and abnormal cell growth. It's essentially a constant state of biological stress, and over time, this stress affects how your cells function and replicate. Now, when we talk about prevention, we're really talking about managing these internal conditions. We're not trying to control one single factor. We're trying to influence an entire system. Let's start with nutrition, because what you eat is one of the most powerful ways to influence your internal environment. Certain foods contain compounds that help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation. For example, tomatoes contain a compound called lycopene. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that has been studied extensively for its potential protective effects on prostate cells. A meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that higher intake of lycopene is associated with a reduced risk of prostate cancer. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli contain compounds called glucosinolates. These compounds support your body's natural detoxification pathways and help reduce oxidative damage. Research from the National Cancer Institute has highlighted the role of these vegetables in cancer prevention. On the other hand, diets high in processed foods, refined sugars, and unhealthy fats have been shown to increase inflammation and insulin resistance. And this is important because insulin and growth factors can influence cell proliferation. In simple terms, they can encourage cells to grow and divide more rapidly. A study published in Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention showed that metabolic factors like insulin resistance are linked to increased prostate cancer risk. Now let's talk about movement, because physical activity is not just about staying fit. It directly affects your internal biology. Regular exercise improves insulin sensitivity, reduces inflammation, and enhances circulation. All of these factors contribute to a healthier internal environment. Research from Harvard Medical School has shown that men who engage in regular physical activity have a lower risk of developing aggressive prostate cancer. And it's not about extreme workouts. Even consistent moderate activity, like walking, can have a significant impact. Now, another important factor is body composition. Excess body fat is not just stored energy, it's metabolically active. It produces inflammatory signals and affects hormone levels. Obesity has been linked to increased risk of more aggressive forms of prostate cancer, as noted by the Mayo Clinic and multiple epidemiological studies. So, maintaining a healthy body composition is not just about appearance. It's about reducing internal stress on your system. Sleep is another critical factor. During sleep, your body performs essential repair processes. It regulates hormones, supports immune function, and reduces inflammation. Poor sleep disrupts all of these systems. Research published in Sleep Medicine Reviews has shown that sleep disruption is associated with increased inflammation and impaired immune response. Over time, this creates a less stable internal environment. And then there's stress. Chronic stress keeps your body in a prolonged state of activation. It increases cortisol levels, disrupts hormonal balance, and promotes inflammation. Studies in psychoneuroendocrinology have demonstrated how chronic stress affects immune regulation and inflammatory pathways. And this matters because your immune system plays a role in identifying and eliminating abnormal cells. Now, here's something very important to understand. There is no single habit that will protect you. There is no single food, no supplement, no shortcut. Protection comes from the combination of consistent behaviors. It's the accumulation of small decisions over time. Your daily habits create your internal environment, and that environment determines how your cells behave. So when we talk about protecting yourself from prostate cancer, we're really talking about creating conditions inside your body that support stability, repair, and balance, not perfection, but consistency. Because your body is constantly adapting to what you give it. Every day you are either reducing stress on your system or increasing it. And over time, that makes a difference. A very real difference. At the end of the day, this is not about fear. It's about awareness, understanding how your body works, and giving it what it needs to function properly. Because real protection is not something you do once. It's something you build day by day. And if you found this helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more content like this, and let me know in the comments what you'd like me to talk about next.